As one of the two frigid regions on Earth, the Antarctic and Arctic regions have significant differences. While the Arctic is surrounded by high-latitude countries in the northern hemisphere, the Antarctic is far from major continents, making it sparsely visited by humans. Additionally, unlike the frozen Arctic Ocean, the Antarctic is a frozen continent, making it even more mysterious and unfamiliar than the Arctic. Various speculations and fears about Antarctica continue to emerge. This terrifying and uninhabited landmass holds numerous enigmatic phenomena that have yet to be scientifically explained. Today, let's take a closer look at the top 10 unsolved mysteries of Antarctica. In the eastern part of Antarctica, specifically on an ice shelf in Princess Ragnhild Coast, researchers discovered a peculiar ring-shaped structure. This massive ring has a diameter of 2 kilometers and is surrounded by smaller rings of similar characteristics. The surface of the ice where this strange ring is located is remarkably flat. Scientists believe that this large ring may be connected to the mysterious low-frequency sound detected by 6 detectors deployed worldwide, originating from the eastern part of Antarctica. However, there is currently no unified conclusion in the scientific community regarding the formation of this large ring. In 2002, witnesses reported encountering a peculiar white humanoid in Antarctica and managed to capture photographs of it. Researchers later discovered that this enigmatic figure stood an astonishing 30 meters tall by comparing it to surrounding reference points. The witness described the white giant as resembling a human, with smooth skin, the ability to stand and walk on 2 legs, arms with 5 fingers on each hand, and an entirely snow-white body. The existence of this creature has been highly debated due to the scarcity of eyewitness accounts. However, subsequent reports and descriptions about it have emerged, bringing this mysterious species, named ningen, into the public eye. Some speculate that ningen was secretly engineered by Japanese scientists and deployed in Antarctica, but no evidence has been presented to support this claim. To this day, the existence of ningen remains an unsolved mystery. The 45th Division of the Russian Space Control Center has announced that WikiLeaks recently obtained and will disclose a classified document from the U.S. military. The document reveals a battle that took place in 2004 between the U.S. military and a UFO fleet from Antarctica. These UFO fleets may have a base located on or near the Antarctic continent, possibly even beneath the Southern Ocean. According to the report, on June 10, 2004, a large number of UFO fleets suddenly appeared in the skies above the Southern Ocean and flew northward until they reached a point near the city of Guadalajara in Mexico, approximately 1,600 kilometers from the U.S. border. Upon receiving this information, the U.S. military immediately went on high alert. However, just before reaching the U.S. border, these UFO fleets swiftly turned south and returned to their base in the Southern Ocean. As we all know, Antarctica is the coldest continent on Earth, and aside from penguins, seals, and a few other animals, there are very few organisms capable of surviving there. However, scientists have made an astonishing discovery deep beneath a lake in Antarctica, at a depth of 2.4 kilometers. They have found a thriving ecosystem that has remained isolated from the outside world for millions of years. The lead scientist of this research, Professor John Priscu from Montana State University in the United States, stated, "Through this discovery, we are able to definitively prove that Antarctica is not a dead world." In April 2001, another secret hidden in Antarctica was revealed when orbiting spy satellites detected an ancient structure or device buried kilometers beneath the hardened ice. The United States military, intentionally concealing this secret, immediately took action to prevent mainstream media coverage of the discovery. Despite the news being suppressed, subsequent covert excavation projects by other countries brought this secret to light once again. As a result, some European nations openly protested the U.S. military's excavation efforts. If the U.S. military has built something underground, they are encroaching upon the Antarctic wealth of the world. If not, the object beneath the ice has existed for over 12,000 years, just as ancient as the ice covering Antarctica. It would be the oldest man-made structure on Earth. The Pentagon should pay close attention to the calls from Congress and disclose all secrets, they argued. However, the federal government and the Pentagon ignored these appeals. Antarctica, known as the coldest place on Earth, is a formidable and treacherous land where once you enter its depths, it becomes incredibly difficult to escape. However, among this harsh environment, a miraculous phenomenon exists, an unfrozen lake called Lake Vanda. Located in Wright Valley, a snow-free dry valley northeast of Ross Island, Lake Vanda was discovered by Japanese scholar Tetsuji Nagaoka during an expedition in 1960. Nagaoka found that beneath the surface ice of this unfrozen lake, the water temperature hovers around 0 degrees Celsius. As the depth increases, the water temperature steadily rises. At a depth of 16 meters, the temperature reaches 7.7 degrees Celsius, remaining constant until a depth of 40 meters. Below 40 meters, the temperature gradually increases, but at 50 meters, it suddenly intensifies. Astonishingly, at the lake's bottom, 66 meters deep, the water temperature reaches a remarkable 25 degrees Celsius, comparable to the surface water temperature of the East China Sea during summer. For half a century, the mystery of this unfrozen lake has puzzled the scientific community, with no consensus or definitive answer. To this day, no scientist has been able to provide a convincing conclusion or explanation. On January 27, 1995, American physicist Marianne McLean made a startling discovery while observing the skies above Antarctica, a swirling gray-white smoke-like phenomenon. Initially, it was believed to be a common weather occurrence, such as a high-altitude sandstorm. However, further observations led them to realize that this gray-white smoke did not change shape or move like a sandstorm or hurricane would over time. Curiosity drove the researchers to launch a weather balloon equipped with instruments to measure wind speed, temperature, and atmospheric humidity to investigate the phenomenon. To their astonishment, upon recovering the balloon, they found that the timer on the instrument displayed a date of January 27, 1965, 30 years earlier. Over the following period, the researchers conducted multiple similar experiments, and each time the timer on the instrument would regress by 30 years. To this day, no one has been able to explain this eerie phenomenon, and thus, the enigmatic smoke has come to be known as the Gate of Time. After World War II, both the United States and the Soviet Union discovered in Hitler's classified archives that he had dispatched a group of talented German scientists to secretly develop advanced weapons in Antarctica, with the ultimate goal of world domination. Agents from the United States and the Soviet Union confirmed that in 1939, Hitler sent his confidant, Alfred Richter, to Antarctica along with a large number of scientists, engineers, and experimental equipment. They traveled separately on multiple submarines. The revelation of this secret coincided with the tense standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union, as both nations sought to obtain the fruits of Hitler's advanced weapon research. Consequently, they dispatched numerous agents to trace the whereabouts of the scientists and engineers taken away by Alfred Richter. However, their efforts proved futile, and the over 2,000 German and Italian scientists seemingly vanished without a trace. According to a news report from a foreign website, a group of 8 explorers from Europe and America claimed to have discovered 3 man-made pyramids in Antarctica. These pyramids, once buried deep beneath the snow, now protrude as triangular peaks through the melting ice, visible on the frozen landscape. This news inevitably sparks the imagination. Could it be that in the not-so-distant past, Antarctica had a milder climate and was home to an ancient civilization? If indeed there was an advanced civilization there, could there be more structures preserved beneath the ice and snow? Even more astonishing, a team of researchers has claimed to have found evidence supporting the existence of several ancient pyramids on the ice-covered continent of Antarctica. However, so far, the researchers have not released further information regarding their findings. Deep within the remote heart of the Antarctic continent lie countless terrifying traps. In 1975, a helicopter from a U.S. Antarctic research station was charting a course for scientists entering the heart of Antarctica when the pilot suddenly noticed that the surrounding landscape had turned into chaos, instantly disorienting them. The helicopter ultimately crashed, resulting in the loss of all lives on board. The unfortunate pilot's encounter with this mysterious phenomenon came to be known as the Antarctic death light. The death light typically appears at noon and causes the entire surrounding landscape to seemingly vanish. Distant ocean surfaces, icebergs, coastal areas, snowy plains, and even tents and flags all disappear without a trace, leaving behind a blinding white expanse. It feels as if one has fallen into a colossal milk bottle. Even experienced polar explorers find it challenging to escape the clutches of the death light, and high-speed runners are doomed to be caught in its grasp. The occurrence of the death light in Antarctica inevitably draws parallels to another famous mysterious phenomenon in the region, the aurora australis, or southern lights. Is there a connection between these two phenomena? Some scientists believe that the death light is unrelated to the aurora australis and is instead an abnormal weather phenomenon. Due to the low density of clouds and low moisture content in the polar atmosphere, sunlight penetrating through the gloomy sky onto the ice-covered ground undergoes multiple reflections between the ice and low-lying clouds, creating a kaleidoscope-like tube effect. After numerous reflections within this tube, the brightness evens out across the surroundings. When the density of the clouds and the intensity of solar radiation reach a certain proportion, the sky, ground, ocean, and surrounding ice and snow all appear to have the same luminosity, leading to a complete loss of direction. Regardless of the exact mechanism behind the death light, it undoubtedly establishes an intangible natural barrier that instills awe and fear in the face of this enigmatic polar continent.